How's everyone?
Okay.
Good. Enough!
Oh my goodness.
Mario, a couple of weeks ago, you delivered a wonderful speech about being enough. So I would like for you to come up here and explain to everyone your powerful vocal range that you're working on as a lesson learned.
Okay. Wow.
Welcome, Mario.
That was the last speech I gave called Enough. Every year I pick one or two things I really want to work on. So this year I really want to work on my vocal skills. I remember just because my voice is not that strong. What I realized is after speaking for a while, my voice gets very tired. And when I'm speaking on a big stage often, what I realize is that when you combine the nervousness, I found that when I often step out, my first words, I've seen myself choke up on them. So, and part of that is caused by not having strong enough preparation, preparing your voice and not having strong enough vocal skills. I remember one speech I did, it was 2016, I was at the World Semifinals. And I remember coming out feeling good, and my first words I just choked on. And I spent the rest of my speech just almost yelling because I didn't know where my voice went. So one of the things that I want to focus this year is doing speaking drills to continue to strengthen my speaking voice, especially because that speech has a higher range and has a lot of lower ranges. So in order to be successful, I need to practice. So things I want to practice: diaphragmatic breathing, so you get used to the air coming out at a steady pace. Doing speaking drills like things like that gets your vocal cords warmed up. So now I actively spend time doing that, because if you remember, there was one part of the speech where I'm yelling, where it says, also the other thing I want to practice is speed of words. There was one part where I said, making things where social media has you drowning in messages saying that you're not smart enough, pretty enough, big enough, tall enough, thin enough, happy enough, healthy enough. Haven't you had enough? So being able to do that effectively, creating speed, and then ending with a large vocal output at the end, takes a lot of practice. So there's a lot of drills I'll be doing over the course of next month. And see how my voice is cracking out. That took a lot of work just to do that. So if I want to become a top-level speaker, those are the types of things that you have to think about as you're incorporating more vocal variety in your speaking. Thank you, Lauren.
Dorcas. One speech I remember you giving, we ended up having to do it at Mario's house, and you did a speech about, it's not yours, it's mine. You have amazing characters in all of your speeches. So can you just tell everyone, how do you come up with these characters?
Okay. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. I think the thing about me, Cindy must have said that. I love storytelling. I think it comes because I love kids. I have been in the children's church for like 19 to 20 years. And I have to tell stories. I need to create characters because children love stories. And I think that is what has really helped me this far. Then another thing I think helps me is the fact that I try to go back to where I had been and some of the people that had a positive or negative effect on my life. When I look back at that, I look at their person, then I put that into my speech. One other thing is I have found out that people love to hear stories. If you want to connect with people, tell a story. Once you tell a story, they would listen to you. You don't have to say the same story. Just go back look back, step back, gain perspective. You will see there is always something to talk about. Today I was thinking about myself. I have 2 cell phones. why do I have 2 cell phones? Because my husband told me, change the cell phone. I said, okay, I'm gonna change it. He had to go buy it for me. Now, because I said something last week, I do not like change. I put the 2 cell phones together, and I'm thinking in my heart, okay, I want to change to this, but I still love this because it's easier to carry. But I take them everywhere. So, what really helps me is going back to what I've seen in the past, some of the people I've seen in my past, then I bring them to my present and I tell the story to you. See the way you're laughing? I can tell stories from now till forever.
Wow.
Margarita,
You took a while.
we have to have you speak. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Now, many of us that know you will know that this wasn't always your forte in public speaking.
No.
You shared with us that your very first time speaking, you got sick.
Yes, I did.
So being a competitor, you find it hard to believe. So what's the best advice you can give someone who would never think to compete, but who's ready for the challenge? Margarita.
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I think the best hint that I can give is to just jump. Just jump. Even if you get sick, even if you have to run out of the room afterwards, but just jump. As a competitor, I find that I'm constantly nervous all the time. You never lose that nervousness, right, Mario? When you never lose your nervousness, but you just learn to manage it in your brain and to control it. Also the fact that your audience is always your friend. People want what's best for you. They don't want you to fail. They want you to succeed.
Absolutely.
And I find that just knowing that people that I'm speaking in front of want me to succeed, that makes me feel good. And it makes me feel powerful. Because it's the energy that you feel with your audience when you connect, when you look at a person, and they get you. And that's the power of public speaking. Thank you.
Manny, do we have time for one more?
Oh.
All right, Manny. Manny, as you know, I have struggled trying to find my start in my topics for speaking, my speeches. How can you help someone, or what advice would you give to start? Where do you start? Manny.
Madam Table Topic Masters, my fellow Toastmasters and most honored guests. When I'm driving to work, there are so many things that happens if you just start to look around. Somebody is shaving in the car or pretending that he is driving, or you see those ladies that are driving but they're looking at themselves with the makeup and everything. These little stories makes my day. One of the things that got me into one of my speeches was I was driving through a construction and I saw the big hole that they were digging in there. And it just hit me. The higher the structure, the deeper the hole. Just think about something that common that you encounter every single day in your life. The foundation of a city that is transforming every single day in front of your eyes. And we ignore it. And we then say, I have nothing to say. It took me 2.5 hours to get into Jersey City. Because of the traffic. A car hit another car. A car ran out of gas. You need more stories. All you need to do is look around, because it's in the small things that life take its moments. And that caterpillar that you have been for so long becomes a butterfly.
Turn it back over to her.
our table topic masters. The most important part of our meeting comes next, because when you